Well, now time to take a look at what you've been saying about last night's Super Bowl and more. So we head on over to Fox Wilmington's Ryan PC Trimble with what's leading. What's trending. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Bob, and good morning, everyone. So last night, Super Bowl 48 went down, and the Seattle Seahawks massacred the Denver Broncos. Or, as a lot of my friends put it, the Puppy Bowl was pretty cute. At any rate, I asked you guys to send me your thoughts on the game, which aired right here on Fox, and you did. Most people were very excited to see the game was how the game was going to go, but not everyone. Before the game started, Elizabeth Rose let us know how big of a football fan she was by tweeting, "Today we celebrate the end of football season. Thank you, Jesus." So I guess you know football's not for everyone.
She might be a football widow, right?
Yeah. And Ariel Fowl let us know that she hoped the Seahawks would win, but only because they're the same mascot as my college, UNCW.
All right.
Yeah,
So people,
at least one Seahawk went over the weekend.
Oh.
And then during the game, Pinup Squirrels tweeted a word of encouragement to the Broncos. Let's take the second half from blushing to rushing. But, I think by the end of the game, most Broncos fans would be on Elizabeth's side because, as I said, the Broncos only scored 8 points the whole game, losing to the Seahawks 43, which I don't know a lot about football, but I do know that that is not pleasant.
Yeah.
No.
43 greater than 8.
Yes.
That's all you need to know.
I don't know a lot about math either, but I do get that.
I mean, I think you could tell by the first play of the game, which is about all I watched, that it just did not look good. And I hate it for Peyton Manning, really.
Yeah. Well, the theme is always defense wins championships. Mm-hmm. Seattle was the top-rated defense.
That's right.
Denver was the top-rated offense, and they just kicked the snot out of them last night.
I know. They really did.
Yeah. So this next story has been trending since yesterday, but it is a little bit sadder. I'm talking about the passing of actor Philip Seymour Hoffman. He was found dead yesterday morning in his apartment in New York City, apparently from some kind of overdose. We're not exactly sure yet. Hoffman does have a history of drug abuse, but he claimed to have kicked the habit to this point. Celebrities took to Twitter to mourn the loss of one of their friends, but I think Ellen DeGeneres summed it up best when she said, "Philip Seymour Hoffman was a brilliant, talented man. The news this morning is shocking and sad, and my heart goes out to his loved ones." That was very sad to wake up to,
What's weird, too, is I had just watched Mission Impossible 3 on Saturday night, and he was the bad guy in Mission Impossible 3.
I was out for a bike ride, came home, get on Twitter, and I see it, and it was I said to my mother-in-law, I was like, "Oh, Philip Seymour Hoffman died." And the actor said, "Yeah," and then we were talking about, well, what movie was it? One of those guys that he's been in so many good movies.
Exactly.
The only thing we could come up with was Capote, and I put on my Facebook page. To me, he was hilarious in Along Came Polly, and just this whole basketball idiot that he played in that movie. But one of those actors that is so good, but it was I couldn't think of any of the movies he was in.
I remember the evil parts that he played.
Yeah.
He was the bad guy in Mission Impossible 3. He was, he wasn't really evil in the Hunger Games Catching Fire. He was sort of, I don't want to give up. I don't want to give the movie away. It
was mysterious. Well, that was the movie I was trying to remember to tell my mother who exactly he was, and I remembered he was in the Hunger Games, and he's also he's going to be in numbers 3 and 4. And so they're trying to figure out what to do now because they were about wrapped filming, but they still had a few more days left on him. So we'll see how they end up putting that all together.
All right.
Yeah, and I bet you will like our last story. Facebook is turning 10 tomorrow, and yes, I hate myself for making that joke. Anyway, everyone's favorite social media tool launched on February 4th, 2004. Of course, then it was only open to college students, but it is since open to high schoolers, grad students, moms, dads, and 10-year-olds who know how to lie to a computer. Facebook is everywhere, and I honestly don't know what I would do without it. Are you guys on Facebook much? I know. That's okay. So that's the answer.
We have 2 pages, right? We have the page and then the
profile. I don't use it as a tool as much as I should for what we do. I'm a Twitter guy.
Yeah, you're on Twitter a lot.
I don't.
And I'm the opposite.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to post a picture of me buying groceries on Facebook. I just don't.
But Bob, everyone needs that. We're all wondering.
Yeah, not everybody. Not everybody needs it. But I have learned for what we do, it is a very valuable tool because so many people are on it, and you can post something, and boom, just like that, you get all these responses. Unless you're like me and you have 100 followers.
I like that we've been able to keep in touch with family members across the country.
Yeah.
My brother going to the Super Bowl with his wife, and so I was able to post a lot of that stuff. And other people, in Massachusetts and other family members, they can all see that stuff.
I agree. When I lived over in France, it was the easiest way to stay in touch with my family because Skype didn't always work and blah blah blah. So just send them a Facebook message, send them a picture, whatever.
And because of its predominance, it feels like it's been around longer than 10 years.
Ever, I know.
It's because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
10 years.
Exactly. And in honor of that momentous occasion, I have a request of our viewers. I would like you to tweet at Fox Wilmington using the hashtag MyFirstDefault and include your current profile picture next to your very first Facebook profile picture.
Oh, wow.
I will be showing you all mine tomorrow, and let me tell you, it is horrifying.
I guess we'll have to find ours, too.
Oh my gosh, Jess, you guys have to send, you two, Bob and Kim, you guys have to send yours, and anyone else, please send it to me. Or I will just, like, find my sisters and my moms and put them up, and no one wants that. All right, so that wraps up this morning's edition of What's Trending. Tune to Fox Wilmington News at 10 tonight for the Nightside Edition, hosted by Janae Frazier. And now let's throw it over to Colin for a look at the weather.